Did you know teachers aren't humans? They're not allowed to show stress or age, have health problems, show fear, waste time, and most of all, fail. They're not even allowed to go to the bathroom. But that's okay, because we're here to talk about how we're all just playing a role. And at 3 o'clock, we get to be us again. 40 years ago, two 8-year-old boys were bored out of their minds in school, and they vowed one day they would do something about it. They did it to honor their friends. They did it to honor their classmates. They did it for the love of learning. I'm Matt, and this is Rob. And 40 years later, we get our turn. But now we're playing teacher.
Recording in progress.
Hey, welcome to Playing Teacher. I am Matt. This is Rob and Brugge here, and Brugge is muted, and she's here with us if you're on YouTube, but she refuses to speak. And we tried to get her to take it off, but she doesn't want to. So there must be a reason, 'cause she's smiling and nodding, and she really looks like she's enjoying herself, but she's not, and she's speaking. But she doesn't. Oh, wait. She just took it off now. Okay. A couple
Hello.
more. Hi.
What we missed, I was too slow to press the record button, was Matt providing tech support to Brugge, which
Yeah.
is a twist, which is a plot
laughable.
twist, which is a plot twist.
Thanks, guys. It's nice 9 o'clock in the morning to get insulted. But if you don't know, I'm not the most tech savvy person. If you're our fan, or two fans. But
Wait, what was funny was like I kept saying, I know. Like I kept mouthing it. But Matt kept going, no, Brugge, you're mute. We can't hear you.
and my tech support was basically
no.
like, Brugge, you have that little microphone there. You have to shut that off so we can hear you. Yeah, Brugge, you still. But then it looked like you weren't just saying that. You looked like you were having a whole conversation with us. I was like, yeah, you're still muted. Yeah, you're still muted.
It was kind of like if you're speaking to someone, you're trying to communicate with someone who doesn't speak your language, and then you talk louder.
Right.
You start.
You try different approaches.
You start speaking in your language louder. Like maybe this will get them to understand.
Yeah. I was just saying the same thing different ways. I think if you take that off, we'll be able to hear you, but it's still there. So I was like, I gotta get this on.
You're trying to talk, but you're on mute.
Rob, you are like matchy today.
Well,
look at this.
I've been outside for the last hour and a half cleaning out the carport that I'm still in the process of building. So I was cleaning that out, and then I had a sweatshirt on and took that off. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. It's like very Super Mario Brothers. I don't know why I thought that when I saw it.
Well, that was my Halloween costume.
This is
Wait,
okay.
This outfit that you're wearing was literally
no.
I
looked like Mario. I had a full Mario.
I saw that. I remember in the car. You were in the car.
Yeah, the last thing I just did before I came up here was I put the go-kart away. I had to stand it up in the little shed.
Dude, I saw that picture, and I was like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen as a costume Halloween. And you were like driving around,
so cool.
you were just driving around like that, right?
Yeah, like all around my neighborhood. Because I think it was like 25 miles an hour. It's like really fast.
And so like I asked Rob, I said, oh, you built it out of cardboard? And he's like, no, I have a go-kart.
You can build a
go-kart out of cardboard. I'm like, oh my God, are you going to throw stars and bananas out the back of your car?
Where did you get the go-kart from? Did you like order it? Or did you just decided to have one?
No, so
how did that come up?
So have you guys ever seen a Segway before? Like the thing you stand on and it rolls.
Yeah.
It has two wheels.
Yeah.
It balances itself.
Yeah.
So
it scares me. I never wanted to try it. I thought I would always fall.
Yeah, but Segway came out with kind of like a Segway Mini, which is like just the two wheels that you stand on and a little lever that goes in between your knees. And so you're not holding on to anything. It's almost like a robot from the Jetsons. Like you're rolling. And then I don't know, whatever genius decided to do this at Segway, they said, you know what? We have the two wheels. Let's create like an entire go-kart that can just sit on those two wheels. And so like it basically
Amazing.
the two wheels I had for teaching, you know what I mean? Like teaching about gyroscopes and balance. And then I saw the entire go-kart is an attachment. You know what I mean? So I got the go-kart attachment, which is
Of
huge.
course you did.
It sits on the back and then it connects to the power source and you just, sit in it and ride.
Cool.
Cool. Does Sam go in it?
Yeah, Sam and his friends actually had a great time racing. Like they were trying to foot race the go-kart on Halloween.
Oh.
So, and one of his friends, like, I had an extra Mario costume that was too big for me, and his friend is bigger than I am. So he wore the other Mario costume, which has a fake belly. And he's very fast, though. He's a sprinter. So seeing this, like, Mario character
Like
sprinting down the block,
it's
racing a
it's like a
go-kart,
it's like a video. Yeah, you're basically doing the video game. Yeah.
so
That's great.
luckily no injuries were sustained, Matt. No
Yeah, that's
injuries.
yeah. I don't know where you're
Is
going
that
with this.
No.
yeah, I'm
I don't
assuming it's a
know.
dig at me.
I
No, no, no,
I
no.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I'm
I'm
sure
You
trying
it
to
is.
no, I'm trying
not
to
really.
throw Matt because Matt usually when Matt texts
Oh,
us,
yes,
Oh,
yes,
oh
yes.
man.
we
Okay.
yeah, we wind up going with something totally, but Matt texts us, and so I said, "Hey, Matt, no injuries were
Yeah.
sustained
I dropped
in
the ball.
in the
Yeah.
events of
Okay.
Halloween."
Continuing with my shitty ideas for the podcast. Yes, I threw out some ideas for you, and then we'll probably won't use them again, and then talk about anything. It's not the deaths. We're not going to talk about the deaths. This
Mm-mm.
was a
Nope.
different shitty idea that I came up with.
I like this
And
idea.
you like that? All right.
Yeah,
No, and
I
it's
don't
going to
even know
go
what
in
you're talking about.
because she doesn't check her
because you
text.
don't
But
look
go
our
ahead.
text. I
Yeah, she
know. I know. I
she
see you don't
ignores our
read them.
texts. Yeah.
I know. I know. That's why I call you, but I just know you're not going to pick up. So I'll just leave you
So
messages. I could just.
Matt, can you
I'll,
intro the surprise topic that Brugge doesn't know about because she didn't
all
read the
right.
text?
So, why don't I read the text, the actual text
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
you?
That's good
All
because she
right.
never
So
read
that
it. So
no, exactly. So I was coming from an audition, right? And I got the part. So it was cool. So
congrats.
Yes,
thank you.
that's awesome,
So,
Maddie.
so, but during the audition, I get beat up on stage, and he wasn't going to do anything, but I thought, I wanted to make it real. So during that time, I let him do something, and I sort of, I love pro
Stop.
wrestling. So what?
What do you mean you got beat up on stage?
Stage combat, fake beating up.
Wait, you know
He's
what,
Okay.
Matt?
he's
Just
hurting.
yeah, give me
Yeah,
one
I'm not
second
sure.
here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do a little segue. I'm gonna help Brugge with this. So, um, I'm gonna use the. I just want to talk about the WWE for a second.
Well, that's what
Oh,
I was going to
Jesus
reference. Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, that's what I was getting to that.
I
I was going to
no no, but
explain.
I
I was
heard.
about to say that.
I don't know if this is true, but I just received news this morning that the
Mm,
WWE only sold 3,000 tickets to their upcoming Madison Square Garden event.
I saw that too.
Okay,
Yeah.
which would mean
Yeah.
that if you got a ticket, you'd probably be really close. But so
What does
Matt,
that mean?
well,
It
3,000
means
tickets, and
only 3,000. That's not enough people for the Garden. The Garden's like,
Oh,
one of the biggest
30,000.
arenas. Yeah,
oh, okay.
so and they're very overpriced because I'm dealing
Yeah.
actually I bought tickets to SmackDown and then in early January with Dylan and Cindy and then they changed the venue on us. So I have to get a refund. And
Yeah.
they just after we bought the tickets, like
Yep.
we were looking forward to. I got these cool seats and because he's
Hmm.
now a wrestling fan, so we watch wrestling now together. Because I was crazy. He became a fan. He's like obsessed like me. So, you
But
know,
but
uh,
Matt, having watched so much wrestling in his life, knows how to make it look like he's getting beat up without
exactly.
actually getting hurt.
Just from watching it, I was like, okay, they called wrestling, they called sell. So I figure, if this guy's gonna do something, I'm on an audition anyway. I'll just go,
Yeah.
say that I'm cool with the stage kind. It's also showing them I'm cool with stage combat and stuff. Because he's supposed to do like a
And you're
shot to the
and you're
throat.
selling it.
I'm selling. I'm on the. I just threw myself on the floor, and then as he's like over me, and the guy's talking him down, like I start coughing, and I'm like, like I'm like, was really selling it. Whereas the other guy that was in the scene was like, "You all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pointing
It's
like I'm
called
just
acting.
right. I'm okay. I'm just because he didn't know that I was going to do that. So
Yeah.
anyway, so fast forward, I'm on the train, this is what I text. I got beat up on an audition. This is to the pod text, right?
Yeah.
Um, all right. It was fun. Topic, and then I segue to that. Worst injury at work. And I gave it some examples, throwing out your back, kids hitting us. Then I sort of segued into other things where things could happen at work. I said, you ever have a smelly day, and then we'll explain what that is,
This
Wait, you
this one
wrote
came.
this
and
on our. Wait, I'm
Yes,
so sorry.
this is in the group text, and
this is in the text, yeah.
the smelly day came out
And
of
then
left
you
field. I have to
Brugge, and
admit.
then I know, and I have to explain what that is. And then
Yeah, I know.
Brugge
I
did
understand. Yeah.
Brugge responded later, "Yeah,
Oh,
guy, is this about the afterlife too?" Now I got confused
Yeah,
because I don't know
yeah,
what the hell she's talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
because it's not about the podcast. This could be about many different things. Now I finished a
Shh.
play called Afterlife a week ago, right?
Yes.
And you guys came. And
yes.
the play wrapped, right?
Yeah.
So the
Wait,
play
Robin. Wait, wait. Oh, sorry. Go
what?
ahead. Sorry. No,
No,
I want to
go,
talk about your play, but go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought by making fun of me as
She
usual.
she only reads the first
I'm
6 words.
okay. So yeah, so any of the things I was talking about the podcast didn't get answered. But she did mention that I got the job. She was talking about that, not the podcast that we were doing, about 6, 7 hours later.
Yeah.
So I just said, I didn't get that it was a joke. She said, like, I thought she meant like, is this
Yeah.
connected to the play I just finished like
Mm-hmm.
a week ago, So I said, no, different play. And then she said, hi, it was a joke. And then oh, I thought you meant the actual play Afterlife, and then I started talking about that. And then,
Yeah.
and then we got into that. Okay. So anyway, so you guys were confused by the smelly thing, the smelly line
No,
that
I
I wrote?
wasn't confused
No.
by it. It just it like it went from injuries at work to forgetting your deodorant. Like, it's like
Right.
yeah.
Which could be an injury to somebody else.
Yes,
Well,
injurious to the soul.
We could
and
talk about
well,
smelly.
I was coming up with a bunch of things. Basically, I thought like the topic should be just, almost like things that happen to us where you have to kind of
Yeah,
get through
yeah.
the day at work, and it could be a lot of different areas. So I had a lot of questions for you on different things. But we could start with, your worst work or injury if you want to start with that.
No, no, let's start with the forgetting
Let's.
deodorant and then
Okay.
and
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I think that's a good one. Yeah.
that
Um.
just ruins your day and then go into things that actually physically.
And I think it's important to point out, not everybody needs deodorant,
Yeah.
right? There are some people who smell worse than others, or some people who don't like culturally believe you should put it on or have anything to do with it. Like I
I
am
went
not that
years
guy.
without wearing deodorant in
I don't
in
use
my
deodorant
30s.
now, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't have
I
to. Or maybe
I
other people thought I did.
I don't okay, I don't use it every day. But I use it most days if I'm going to be close to people because I am one of those guys that will smell, you know what I mean, that I need it and I know the difference, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to
Yeah.
gross somebody
Wait, I'm
out.
sorry. I'm sorry. Can we just rewind? Rob and I went to see Matt's play.
Yes.
This was his second play that he was in New York City. And Rob went on opening night and I went on closing night. And I have to say,
That
Maddie, you,
second playback from acting again after like 10 years.
Yeah, in the last like year, in the
Yeah.
last
Yeah, yeah,
six
in the
yeah.
months.
Well,
Yeah.
last year,
right.
yeah,
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 'cause my
yeah,
first
yeah.
career, yeah, I've done like
Yeah. Right.
20, like but yeah, I know what you
Right.
mean. Just to
Since
be
you
clear to the
started
audience.
back up about a year
Yeah.
ago, this is your
Right.
second play,
Yeah.
and
Right.
you were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely blew me away.
Me too.
I felt like it was so natural. You weren't overacting. You're just Maddie. Like, it was so
Yeah.
bizarre to see you on stage, like, just very authentic, I don't
Thank you.
know. It was fantastic. You blew me away, Matt.
Yeah.
You really
Wait,
did.
and
Very
Matt,
good.
I
Appreciate it.
just want to ask Brugge something. Brugge, what did you think about like the second half of the play? What did you think of the second half?
Yeah, he means the second act.
No, I mean the second half after the
Yeah,
intermission.
What?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
after
Oh,
yeah, the
second
second
act. Okay, yeah,
yeah
yeah.
after the intermission. What
Yeah,
were your
what'd you think of
thoughts?
that? What'd you think of that, Brugge?
Guys, come
Specifically
on.
I'm
the
just
second.
curious. I'm just curious. What did you think of the all the
I jetted. I
What
had
about
to go.
the
Oh,
closing number? Yeah, the closing number.
oh, you left.
The musical part of it.
It was Jeff's birthday. We were going out.
Okay. She
Oh,
gets a
uh,
pass.
no, I know. Yeah, yeah. No, you stayed for the first day, but I did tell her that I was, it's seven, like, seven plays in a play, and then they all, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I said my main one was on first. Yeah, and I appreciate you coming down, even though it was just birthday. That meant a lot.
At the very end though,
You're welcome.
there's like a song that is sung by a couple
Hmm.
of the characters, and then all the
And
characters are out there,
we
and
all
they're
come
kind of
back,
like dancing and stuff.
fucking
But
around and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
the souls. Yeah.
And then Matt, you told me something really funny after when we were walking after the play about what you guys had all done before you came out to dance. I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
No, yeah, no, we all did a shot of tequila before we came on. No, or yeah, no, we all realized like for it would make nobody wants to drink before they act, but for that particular thing, we're not, the only one, who has lines is the character doing the monologue. The rest of us are all just hanging out and dancing and sort of drunk. So we all just said, hey, we could do a shot before we go out. So it became a thing. Then we would expand. We almost had like a little bar backstage. So
Yeah.
we would start to just have different drinks or wine or something right before we went on.
Matt,
And
what
it
was
was
the song?
that was fun though.
What was the song?
Every time, na, 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 I forgot the
Oh
name of it.
yeah,
Na, na,
God, I had
na,
another
na,
song in my
na,
mind that I
na,
couldn't
na,
remember.
na, 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 yeah.
Na,
Na, na, na, na,
Oh boy.
na. Yeah.
every
Wait,
time
so
Every
that
Maddie,
time I listen. Na, na,
every
what?
na,
time that
na,
I see you
na,
around me,
na,
babe.
Oh
baby.
wow. You guys are ridiculous. This is so bad. Wait,
Everywhere
so
I
Matt,
Oh,
go,
everything I
everything I
do,
do,
yeah,
we're
everywhere
butchering
I
this
am,
song,
every back to
then
okay.
you.
butchering this song
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
that's the one.
yeah.
So, Matt, would you say your best performance was your first performance or your best performance
Out of
was
the
your
last
last?
year, out of those two plays.
Oh yeah. No. Out of this play that we just saw, Rob and I just saw,
Yeah,
Afterlife,
yeah.
would you say the first show was your best or the last show was your best?
I did a short film in the middle of this too, so do I
No,
include
no,
that?
no, no, no. I'm talking about the play. Would you
All right,
say
all
this
right. So
specific play
the one that
gave you the
Afterlife
best in your first
versus
show or the
Celestial
no,
Field.
guys,
What?
what?
Celestial Field.
No, I got it, Matt. She's not being clear. Let me say this in a way that's clear to everyone. She's saying in the play Afterlife, you
Mm-hmm.
had a performance on opening night that I saw, and you had
Mm-hmm.
another
Yes.
performance on closing night that she
Oh,
saw. She
okay.
wants to know which one you think was better.
Completely different. Completely. There's very
Oh.
weird energy on your first night because you're going by um a different type of nerves kind of feel. And then when Brugge came to see me, I played it completely different because I did two shows the day before and I threw a lot of like F-bombs in like my
Mm,
like in my performance the night
yeah.
on the Saturday night one and like I toned it down for the one. I made it more sweeter, I guess you could say. I played it differently Saturday night that I played, for the Sunday when she came. So it was like I
What?
went
You're
out.
allowed to like ad lib?
You shouldn't. I got a note that I was using too many, so I toned it down. Like with it. We ad lib during and to make it more real. Like certain lines, like, and we went over each other, just to bring it the dialogue,
I
especially if
was
you have
just asking because I think I got the better performance.
they're different. I can't compare. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brugge got the sweeter one, definitely, and Brob probably got the raw energy one.
Yeah,
Um,
the original one that no one, the first time anyone had ever seen it, that kind of thing, like a first edition of a book.
Yeah, but
this
I
is
think that
it's
I got the best
interesting.
because it was like
You,
the last hurrah.
but you know
So
what's
wouldn't
cool
be
is
that
like,
be better?
do you guys
Well,
realize that when you came to the Celestial Field, the one I did the summer that Rob came to the first one that night,
yeah.
and Brew came to closing night, the
Yep.
closing day one matinee for that as well.
Let me just
Yep.
ask Brugge a quick question. Name a musical artist that you love.
Tame
Anyone?
Impala. Tame
It's
Who?
not
Impala.
really
Who?
Tame Impala.
Came in. Okay. So
Tame, Tame
Tame,
Impala.
Tame and
Impala.
Paula,
Impala, like a
Tame Impala. Could you
I don't
could you
know.
have said
I
something
just thought she
easier, like
said
Billy
Game
Joel?
Impala. I don't know. I was
Yeah,
listening to Billy Joel the other day, Uptown
I'm
Girl. I've
I'm
been
gonna
listening
use
to a lot of
Billy
Uptown
Joel.
Girl.
I'm not using
Yeah,
Tame Impala. Okay.
Piano Man.
All right, Billy Joel.
Tame
I still
Impala is
don't know if
so
she's saying
good.
game and parlor,
Tame, no, like tame, like a tame
like
animal, and then
taming like an animal.
animal Impala, like a tame
Yes,
Impala.
That's
yes.
is that like an indie artist or that's somebody that's really
They're amazing. I've
Okay,
sent you
I'll,
their
no,
I'll
I
stuff.
know.
use
But
Tame
Anyway,
Impala. But let me ask her the question. If you had an opportunity, someone comes up to you and they have a coat on and they open their coat and instead of
like
selling
taming
watches,
parlor, right?
they're selling music. They're selling like live recordings of music. And on
mhm.
one side you have a live recording of one of Tame Impala's earliest, like when they were performing in like little tiny clubs in Manhattan when no one really knew about them, their early
Mm,
stuff. And on this
mm.
side, you just have a recording of their last concert. Which one would you buy?
The last hurrah.
The last concert that they just did last week that you can watch on YouTube?
Not
That
their
one, you
prime
would buy
one.
that one instead of the one that no one else, like the rare one that
They're
some,
rare.
like just someone happened to have recorded it. You would buy the one from last week.
I'm not giving you the answer you want.
We know what the answer is. Okay, let's get into forgetting deodorant.
Okay.
Or it doesn't matter. No, it's not about deodorant. It's about smelling bad at work.
Yeah, well, because this is a teaching podcast, so let's get into now
Yeah,
what we're really supposed to talk about,
yeah,
being a smelly teacher at work.
right.
All right, no, but all seriousness, this is an issue, and I'll explain why. Because, all right, in the morning you have like what, an hour to get ready, and I
Yeah,
don't know how long you guys would get ready, but yet you have to just get yourself together, right? You got to be there so freaking early, and obviously, taking care of yourself, being, dressed well, all these things are important, but then there's hygiene, right? So depending, but everybody has choices on what if they use deodorant and don't use deodorant. Basically, it comes down to, are the kids going to react? Because you're with the children all day, you know, especially if you're with little kids, and stuff. You don't want to smell in the room. So, like I would have a situation where I would always have like deodorant in my desk, And I think Rob, we have like cologne in our office and different deodorants and things like that back in the day when we
we
were in
had
those
Maddie,
cycling.
we
you had Axe spray.
yeah. I was
I
gonna
did
say we
have
had
an
a
axe
spray.
spray.
We
Yeah,
had
we had
some
a
spray.
spray. Yeah, we had like emergency stuff. Like Rob and I would smell each other sometimes, like to make sure we're okay. I think Brug, you asked me to smell you, or I asked you to smell me sometimes. I would ask you, like, right? I would ask you, like, do I smell and stuff
Do
like
I
that, right?
smell? Do I
Yeah, am
smell?
I am I am I
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
things like that,
Well, for
right?
me,
I
I,
would,
I have a very, very poor sense of smell, so I would have to have you smell me to say, like, do I smell?
right. So then I'm just realizing that didn't help me when I asked you then.
Right.
Like you
Right.
Yeah.
could have said, you smell great, and then I'm
Yeah.
walking out and I'm stinking up the room.
Yeah. You had more of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
tendency to like go a little bit rogue with the axe spray
Yeah,
sometimes.
you used to overboard.
I know because I was self-conscious that I knew, like
But
like
meanwhile,
it
you
it,
didn't
it
smell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
And that
bad. I don't know. It's bad under there. If there's nothing under there for too many hours, it's not good by a certain part of the day.
wait,
Because I go
could I
ahead.
ask you a question though, Matt?
Mm.
I just want to paint a picture for people. So for Brugge, it's much different. For us, typically we're wearing like a button-down shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wear a t-shirt under your button-down shirt?
I do. I've
I
learned
do.
to
I do.
because that takes the sweat. Yeah,
Yes, I
no.
never, ever, ever wear a button-down shirt without a sweat without a t-shirt underneath
And
ever.
Rob's also the layered master, and the layer master, by the way, or the layered master. You know, you layer a lot of clothes in the winter. You're not like a big winter coat guy. You like would layer different things.
Well, like so a typical day might be like the t-shirt, the button-down shirt, and if I'm
Your
wearing like a three-piece
sweater
suit,
vest. Yeah.
like a vest with a tie, and then
An
maybe
ascot.
yeah, maybe like a
Yeah.
sweater, maybe like a what do you call those? A cardigan or maybe a jacket, like a
I mean,
suit
and then
jacket.
there's no winter coat because you're layered like 8 layers underneath it, right?
Yeah, no winter coat. Just,
And you still don't smell. That's great. Like if I wore like half of that, I would stink.
well, no, but see, here's the thing. Well, can I tell you a story about like a point in my life after which I just stopped smelling? Like I stopped having to wear deodorant. I mean, it wasn't forever.
Okay.
So it was after my liver cancer, right?
Yeah.
Where I had to detox like all products. So for example, like I had to look into what are the ingredients and products that are believed to be endocrine disruptors or things that can start pointing towards like not necessarily cancer, but just like the body not being the way that it's supposed to be, right? And
Hmm.
especially with the thyroid cancer. So like I stopped using regular deodorant, regular shampoo, regular soap. I stopped using regular toothpaste. I started using only these natural products, right? I got rid of plastic bags. Like so I just a total detox, out of paranoia, really. I mean, that's what it was. I was like, I can't risk. I don't know if this is
Well
legitimate, but
deserved, with the life you
Yeah,
lived.
it's
Obviously,
all right.
that makes 100%. It makes complete sense what you're talking about.
Also, like then I dropped like dairy, I dropped gluten, and I still eat those things now. But there was a time where I was just living so cleanly, and then I realized like I can sweat profusely, and there's no odor. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so I was like, holy shit, like okay, I'm gonna keep doing as much of this as I can. And so even now, if I go in the sauna, I'm sweating profusely. I mean, and then I come out and there's no odor. But there are some times though where for whatever reason I'm sweating and there's an odor even now. And that used to happen back then. I'd have to loosen my tie, unbutton the shirt, pull my t-shirt like this, reach down in with the axe spray or with the, you know what I mean? Like you remember, I don't know if you remember doing that too, because you can't like undress and take your shirt off.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
you
got to
could,
sort
but
of stick it in, and then you sort of get it right under the arm.
yeah.
And then, like, it's like getting on the shirt a little bit, and like it's on your fingers, and then, like, then your fingers smell like the spray or the deodorant.
Did you ever go in
But
the bathroom and take your shirt off and wash your armpits with the soap, the hand soap?
I think in emergency I
I
had
have.
to.
I have.
No, emergency situations when I realized because there were those freakouts when I realized shit, I'm out of deodorant. I would actually stop at the Dwayne Reed,
Yes. Yeah,
on
yeah.
Myrtle to get it. And then if they were closed, I like saw the whole day like a movie. Like this is gonna be bad. Like this is gonna be bad because I already know that it's the smell is starting already. And I'm realizing the shirt that I'm wearing, it's kind of like you said, I might have not had the right t-shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's going to be known in a little while. And what I mean by known is, imagine a kindergarten class coming in. They smell everything. You know what
Yeah.
kindergarten kids do
Uh,
when they come into your room and they smell something?
yeah.
They do this. They all walk in like
Yeah. They
this.
go stinky.
They just walk in, they don't say anything. They walk in and they all hold their nose. And then the next five kids start holding their nose. And then they sit down like that. And they're like this. And then you have to play it off. I'm like, oh, come on, that's gonna go away soon. And then you start playing the piano. Like, hey, all right. I remember I had it so bad one time that I realized, shit, I'm not gonna get into deodorant until later. I gotta wait till my lunch. I was like, this is not good. It's really bad. So I was like, there was a second grade class coming in, and they were sort of like laughing. It's like, so you can't sell anything when you're a kid. You can't say like you smell or anything. So I remember I said like something like, listen. if somebody in the class, has an odor, we shouldn't laugh at them. We shouldn't. I spun it so that it was one of the kids.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it's like I was mad at them, like, and I knew it was me. I was like, you know what? You shouldn't be mad at this person over here who didn't, who didn't, who has a certain odor today. All right, because it can happen to anybody. All right, And I was like, and then like, let's get back to work, okay? Like, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't be mad at somebody over there.
Come on, let's get
Right?
serious,
Yeah, let's get
guys.
serious. Has nothing. Brookie's
Ricky's
gone.
gone. She's gone.
How?
I could tell she checked out of that conversation like
She,
3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago.
maybe she went to get deodorant. No.
Yeah. But there's other reasons why or ways in which like there could be an odor. So have you ever been walking to school and stepped in dog shit?
I don't remember. I remember I had a horrible experience in high school when I did during the day.
Wait, this is a
And
good one for Brugge because what? Wait, I don't know what she actually. I had to let her back in. She like left. She
wow, yeah,
left. Yeah,
she's on mute. I see her thing there.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll drag her
Okay.
picture down here. Here,
Okay. Yeah, there she is. She's
there she
back. There's a picture.
goes. Yeah.
Okay.
How I
It's a
wish I
different
could.
picture. That's not the usual one where she was like,
Yeah. Let's guess where she is in this picture. To
mm,
me, it looks like she's on a boat.
it could be.
And
It
like
could be a boat.
maybe this is her dad or something. No, that's no, it's not her dad. I know what her
No,
dad
that's
looks
not her
like.
father. Yeah, no,
Who is that guy? Maybe that's her uncle or something.
it could be a relative, maybe a distant relative. Yeah.
If she's
And
on the boat, she could just be standing on a dock,
she
but
looks happy to be there.
yeah.
Where she's gone though. The picture's gone.
Well, I
What
mean,
is
Oh, she's
actually,
back.
we were
what are
talking
you
about
saying?
your picture. We're trying to figure out if I said that I
Yeah.
think you're on a boat.
We put a picture of you up because like, Rob did because you weren't with us. You just left for a while in the middle without telling us again.
In your picture, are you on a boat? You are, aren't you?
You wanna
I'm in a car.
You're in it. No, you're not. There's a man standing behind you
Yeah,
doing
Yeah,
I'm in a
something.
car.
What?
there's some strange dude in back of you. Who's that guy?
My daughter is sitting next to me and I'm in a car.
But
And
how
if I
can,
was in a boat, how would a man
wait
be
a second.
standing
Wait, what picture are you
behind
Do
you?
talking
you
about?
even know what picture you have on your Zoom?
First
No,
of all, Ava's not in that picture, and there's this man in
no.
back of you. So I don't know what
There's a
you got a lot of explaining to
Wait,
do.
no.
Who is that man?
let's have her look at the
That's the new
picture.
name of the podcast. Who's the man in back of Brugge?
Crying.
Because you looked very happy.
I'm
I'm
crying.
just
First of all,
saying.
my internet sucks. I
Ugh.
Oh man.
All right, she's
wait.
frozen. This is hilarious, actually.
You went to
What were
get
we talking
deodorant.
about?
You got self-conscious. Well, we were talking, we were having a very important discussion about hygiene, and you just left us.
All right, I'll tell you where we left off. Have you ever walking from your car to the school
Feces. We're talking about feces.
stepped in
Yeah.
dog shit,
Yeah. And then you have to go to work with the dog shit on your shoe.
and then you're trying to, you know,
I have to teach. Well, you
Probably.
being a guidance counselor.
okay. So
Now,
that's another, yeah, another
I had the
source.
worst experience in high school, and then it was so bad. You know how high school is. You don't want to get any attention on so I'm in the gym, the outside gym. I step in the biggest, most disgusting pile of dog shit. And it wasn't just on the bottom of the shoe, it got onto the top of the shoe,
Yeah.
right? It just was the worst. And here's what's even worse, right? My grandmother
But
just died like 2 days before, right? So I was already really depressed, right? And I was like miserable, you know what I mean? And I love my grandmother. And then it just made it that much worse. So I get in and I don't know what to do. I'm making shit tracks. I was like, how do I go to class like this? So I can't believe I did this. I took this big like paper towel and I just took the shit off the shoe and I threw it in a locker.
Oh God.
And I don't know why I
Oh
did that.
God,
I didn't
bro.
even throw it in the garbage. And then I went home. I left school. I just
But
walked
how?
out.
What was on your feet?
Shit tracks.
No, no, no. You took the shoe off.
No, no, I didn't take the shoe off. I took the shit off my shoe.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like a chunk of shit,
yeah.
and I threw it in. I threw the thing in the locker. I don't know why I didn't throw it in the garbage. I was like. So then some poor guy opens it and sees it there. I was just so fucking traumatized, after my grandmother dying and everything. I wasn't even. She's gone again. I'm telling
Oh
my
my
shit story.
God.
It was in the middle of my shit story.
There she
Why is
is.
she up there? She keeps moving.
I'm trying to drag her down. Um,
So
did you?
anyway, I left, and then I went home. My grandfather, I was very close to. I remember I got home and he just saw me, and I was like a man. I was just like, I don't know. I just pointed to my shoe. I stepped in my sneakers ruined, and I was like, and I'm like 15, and he's just looking at me, and he's like, and I always remember this. He went to the bathroom and he cleaned off my shoe completely. It was like perfect. He just
Yeah,
took care
yeah.
of it, and he gave it back to me. And I'm like, I was just like, I think I went and just broke down and just went. It wasn't about the shit. It was about that I was so traumatized from my grandmother, and then that, and I was like, I'm not really
Okay.
sure why I just threw the
My
shit in the locker, but anyway, I
Brooke,
feel
any
bad for.
stories for us about
shit.
no, just like about before we move on to injuries, before we move
Mm.
on to getting
So
hurt.
yeah, so I mean, most for like stinky stuff, it has doesn't. I mean, obviously, everyone stinks, but like working with kids
Oh yeah.
and like
Mm.
they sometimes smell so
Yeah,
bad. So
right.
I've in my new school, I've been asked to do
Sometimes.
hygiene lessons for third grade classrooms, and then it's really funny because like I'll sit in session and I'll have a little kid fart, and then I'll have to talk to them about okay, so like what do we say after we fart? That's natural. Everybody does it. Like I have to teach them like they should say excuse me.
Bada bing, bada
Not,
boom. Like,
not
yeah.
when you're a kid in school. Actually, you try to deny it completely. You don't want
Yeah.
to
No,
get attention.
not these kids.
You're not
Not
supposed to
these
say excuse.
kids.
If you fart in school, who says excuse me?
No, he'll say like he'll start
If you're a kid.
laughing.
No, you just hide. Pretend like it wasn't you.
No, I think
That's
I
how you
think
survive.
it's a different time, Matt. It's not like it
Oh, you
was.
you
Yeah.
you fess up now?
Uh some kids
Ah.
it's not about fessing up. It's like they purposely will
It's
fart. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, that's
yeah,
different.
like they
Oh, you
did
want
it.
to? Oh, no, no, no. It was like an embarrass. You didn't want to get caught.
yeah, I'm
Mm.
sure some kids if
Yeah.
they fart still like they just, you know, act like they didn't too because you don't exactly. I mean, unless sometimes you do exactly know, but
I got caught in middle school by one kid, but he didn't rat me out. I did a sneeze fart. I snorted.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Wait though, Brugge, what do you
It was
tell
a
them?
Anyway,
bit.
so
Brugge, what do
I've
you
It
been
tell
all
doing
them?
happened. It was
hygiene
like
lessons in
one.
classrooms with children.
What do you tell them that they have to say? Like, excuse
eh,
me? Is that what you tell them?
Wait,
I
excuse me for
say, oh,
I
you
got to get my
fart.
charger. My computer's
Okay.
gonna die. You can keep
This
talking.
is
I'll
just
leave
a
you.
hot mess.
Yeah.
This is a hot mess express. It's just heading right into the wall.
All right, let's start talking about injuries at work. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Have you
Okay.
ever had one?
So, yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yes. All the time. So, like last week, I was punched, I was kicked. But over the years, like I
Well,
think I told you guys when I was pregnant with Austin, I was punched in the stomach. That was,
yeah.
I mean, thankfully it was a first grader, so
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like anything. I mean, even though they could be very strong, it wasn't like crazy, but I had to go to the doctor afterwards to check it out.
But
Um,
let's put aside for now getting hit. Unless you've been stabbed, then that's kind of interesting. We can talk about that. But if you've been like hit or kicked or punched or bumped or let's leave those out for now. Let's talk
I'm
about
back.
like
I'm back. So I don't know what you guys talked
oh,
about the
you
last
like
minute.
falling in the
yeah,
hallway?
like kind of
Oh,
Yeah.
falling?
like no, hold on. Something like
Falling? Yeah, yeah.
an injury that you've sustained at work that's not you being attacked. You know what I mean? Like so it could be like
Yeah. So,
you know. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, like two
Yeah.
weeks ago, I was walking down the hallway and I tripped over a feet and I fell. I wiped out.
Wait, did you fall on the ground? Like you were
Flat.
And
horizontal?
Flat.
everybody, and everybody saw the
Well, no, no,
hallway was
no. Wait, wait,
crowded with
Wait,
children
Was
and
like
teach
you fell forward or backwards?
yeah, Matt, I want every single detail of this.
This is
forward,
important.
You tripped over
forwards.
something.
I
Now,
was,
did you
Mm.
stumble and then
oh
like,
yeah,
and then
oh
you
yeah,
wound
Forwards,
it
up?
was
I think
all.
forwards. I think forwards more embarrassing, right? Because you have less control then, and like you're just completely face down. So right, I would say the forward
It
one's more
was
embarrassing.
the worst. It
So you
was the
yeah,
Wait, did you
worst.
actually get
you
flat
can't
though,
even
or did
see
you
people's
like catch
No,
reactions, and
yourself?
I wasn't like laying down like flat, but I fell like down. I hit my hands on the ground.
you
My
blocked
feet were
it.
on,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was, yeah, I blocked it. Yes, yes. And
Okay.
then
Was
I quickly jumped up.
you jumped into the story fast? So I missed. Did you trip over somebody, or did you trip over your own feet?
I tripped over I was just being very clown. I was walking down the hallway with another
Yeah,
student and a
right.
teacher, and I ended up tripping and falling.
Just tripped over
And
your own feet. Yeah,
Did you
it's a
drag the
I
common
think I
kid
was
mistake.
down with
walking
you?
quickly.
No, that's a good
No,
point.
thank God. My
Uh.
friend Lindsay was holding the child up,
Oh, I was
so
gonna say
he
I
didn't
could see her
fall.
grabbing onto the
Right,
kid, like
right.
ripping
Yeah.
him down.
Uh, but
So,
everybody was
were you
watching me in the
injured? Were you
hallway.
injured? Did you get hurt?
I did hurt myself. Yeah,
You okay?
Where?
my knee.
How? Okay.
My
Okay.
knee. I banged my knee against the ground. I mean, I'm fine. It's
You're
fine.
fine. Yeah.
I'm
So you just
fine.
got
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
fine,
All right.
fine.
That's okay.
Did you get right back up, or did you stay on the ground for a little bit? Like, my
No,
knee.
I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. Like I
That's
jumped
what
up
happens. People
and
do
I
that.
kept going. And I'm like,
You don't
keep
even deal with
going.
the injury at the time when you're embarrassed. That's true. That happens.
No,
That happens to kids
embarrassment
too.
overrides everything.
Yep.
And then I just wanted to hide in a hole, but I couldn't.
And you probably don't want to show the kid that, you don't want to show the kid that you're hurt. Like you don't like to show kids that you're injured or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
You
I'm
don't
trying
care.
to
I know
think.
teachers who, yeah, like I don't, that didn't
That didn't
cross
occur
my
to you. Okay.
mind. It was
Okay.
embarrassment. Like I
Yeah.
was embarrassed.
I don't know. I guess as a teacher, you're okay. You're always the common thing is always, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. But you could be in the worst physical pain. I'm like, fine. Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
Yeah. I had a Star Lab
Oh yeah, no, it's the best,
mishap.
man.
No, a mishap. So
Ooh.
we blew up the Star Lab, and for those who don't know, the Star Lab takes up the entire room. It
This when
actually
I was this when I was with you, or you were with Neil?
no, I mean you were around. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, no,
So,
but I mean, when I was okay.
but no, you weren't there. I was by myself when
Okay, I
this
got you.
happened. So the Star Lab goes all the way up to the ceiling.
Hmm.
And if it wasn't in the room, it would be about 3 feet taller than the ceiling, right? And then
Yep.
it takes up the whole room.
Expands.
The
Every
diameter
every
is massive.
Yeah, every desk and chair is pushed as far back as you can, and
Yep.
just everything's out of the way. A
But
giant bubble it looks like Jiffy Pop.
yeah, but one thing about the Star Lab is that it doesn't actually have a floor. So like the edges of
Mhm.
the Star Lab fold under, and that's what holds the air in. And so the kid like the floor of the classroom is the floor of the Star Lab. That's
Oh, I think
important.
I remember this. Okay.
And
All
so
right, go ahead.
in my
Yeah.
mind, I was like, I know, because when you're a teacher, you have to predict what you predict what kids are going to think and say and do all the time. And I thought, there is going to be a kid who believes that they can like bounce off of this.
Mhm. So it looks like a giant bouncy house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
You see it.
I said, I'm gonna just like
Oh
test
my
this out.
God.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, like, is there
Yeah.
any recoil? Like, is there any
Yeah.
chance that if kid does this that they won't get hurt? Right.
Yep.
So I
Tried
basically
it.
just fall into the like side of the Star Lab from the outside. And I wasn't sure what was
There's
gonna happen. There is absolutely
no
no
giving this fucking
give
deal.
at
Yeah.
all. Like the lip that
Nope.
goes underneath comes
Nope.
up and it just collapses in,
Idiot.
right?
You just basically took a bump in wrestling terms onto concrete.
Onto the
Yeah,
hard floor.
the hard floor.
Oh God, yeah, it just, I mean,
Was
no,
there anyone there to witness this stupidity?
no. I made sure I did it alone when I was,
Okay.
Yeah, he told me what he did, but yes, it's like no man.
yeah. Well,
Maybe I would
that was
maybe
the
I
point,
maybe,
though.
maybe I would have talked him down, but no, he went for it. He
We
tried
could,
every
yeah, we
angle.
could have done a trust fall where you would have gone inside, and
Yeah,
but
and no, Rob, he just made sure.
I
I
was
don't
like, there's
know.
got to be some level of give here because
Maybe there was a little bit of a kid inside you that just wanted to see if it would be
it
fun
did.
enough
There
to
was
just bounce off.
this
Yeah, you
was
know.
this was not much different from when I was very young, and I went up like pretty high on this like stoop on my block with an umbrella and jumped off, thinking that maybe I can float down like Mary Poppins.
Oh, that's adorable.
And then I just crashed down. Like
That's adorable.
Well, I had
How old were
similar.
you?
I was young. I don't even know.
Well, it's similar. All
Aw.
my friends were jumping down a whole flight of stairs. You know, like you hold the banister and you fling your body. Now,
Yeah.
I was sixth grade. I was the shortest out of my friends, and I decided to do it too because I don't want to be left out. You know, that's
Yeah.
horrible if
Yep.
you're left out of the flying down the stairs. So of course I did it also, and I went last. And I was like, so you hold the banister and you fling your body and you go down a whole flight of stairs. I did not make the bottom stair cracked
Oh.
into my lower back
Oof.
and I couldn't breathe
Yeah.
after that. I literally, and they're all around me. I was like, and I could not breathe. They had to call my mom and everything
Oh
and scare. And she's a
no.
Did you go to the
teacher.
hospital?
No, I caught my
Probably not.
breath. I was injured, but I couldn't.
Oh
I
my
remember the
God.
air that I couldn't catch my breath. So I
Yeah.
did something where something, I don't know. I don't know the science behind what I did to myself, but it was pretty bad. I could have paralyzed myself. It was stupid. So I would always remember that as a teacher when kids would like jump down the stairs. I would even tell them the story. I was like, I did this once and I couldn't, I cracked my back. I always make the story worse. I was like, I broke my back. I
Yeah.
couldn't, well,
My head fell off.
yeah, I was
I
like,
had to
yes, my
reattach it.
head fell off.
See this scar?
Maddie, I have a similar story.
You jumped
When
down the
I was in
stairs and
seventh grade, when I was in seventh grade, I was in the Yorker Club in school, and we went on a trip to Syracuse, and we stayed in a hotel. And this kid, Alan, had a crush on me. He was chasing me down the stairs, and I got nervous, so I jumped a
Oh
full
no.
flight of stairs and ended
oh
up
my God.
breaking my foot.
What? Oh my, on a
Okay.
trip.
Yeah,
Oh
on a
All right.
God.
trip, on a class
All
trip.
right. This opens up some questions. So what's wrong with this kid, Alan, that you're running away from him that bad? Is this like a stalker?
No, I was just nervous. I was so little. I was little. I'm like, I don't want a boyfriend.
Okay. It wasn't like a misery situation where he's not your biggest fan.
Paul,
Okay.
Mr. Penguin always faces due south.
Wait,
Mr.
I'm
Peng-
dead. I'm dead. I can't believe you know that.
That's the greatest. That's one of the greatest lines in movie history. And then she whips out
Oh.
the sledgehammer. I think in the book it's an axe. I think she chops his feet off. I
Yeah,
heard.
no, I think you're right. Yeah, but
Not that I ever read the book,
but
but
the
I
sled,
read
this,
the book. I did read the book.
you
I
did
don't
read the book?
remember. I don't remember.
But the
Yeah, I read the
sledgehammer
book.
thing, they showed a quick thing in the film where you see the ankle
yeah.
twist. I
Oh
never, oh
God.
my
By the
God.
way, for all you
Oh,
youngins, we're talking about Misery by Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's an amazing book and it's an amazing
Great
movie.
movie.
Kathy Bates and James Caan, right?
Yeah.
And James
Yes.
Caan was awesome. And
So, oh, she was amazing.
Yeah, she
Kathy
was.
yeah,
Bates.
Oh my God, I can't believe you know that line from that movie. That's hysterical.
Like
yeah, that was
everyone in the audience is kind of like just there, and then she says that line, and everyone just their faces drop because they're like, "Oh God, he's in trouble."
he did such a good job. We were just in his, we were basically him through that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like, you know what
yeah,
I mean? He just took
Yeah.
us there because like, what if this happened? You're like, oh my God, And then
Oh my
eventually he had to
God.
become crazier than the crazy person,
yeah.
which
She's like,
yeah,
"Paul, you silly goose, you've been out of your room."
I've
which is a
read every single Stephen King book. I love him. He's such a great writer. Those books were so good.
Isn't it
I
cool
wonder
now?
if kids nowadays like read that stuff.
I'm
Not
sure.
read that stuff, but read Stephen King specifically. Like if
I
they
don't
would
think
know.
no. I mean, it's not maybe on their own if their parents, advise them to, but I'm
No, no,
not in.
no. I just mean like, are they aware of who Stephen King actually is?
I don't think so, unless you're like a real film buff, Uh,
Well, no, but there's like there are remakes of certain movies, right?
you might
Where
know it that way. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Carrie, like or something, you know what I mean? Like or
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
did he do Pet Cemetery?
He did do Pet
Yeah,
I mean, they
Cemetery.
that
did
was
a remake
yeah.
of Pet
Oh,
Cemetery, so
Okay,
He
there you
wasn't
Because
go.
chill. He didn't do Children of the Corn. That wasn't Stephen King, right? No, that's something.
I don't know.
No. Okay.
No.
Matt, I know that you have
Anyway, sorry.
probably a Rolodex of injuries that you can talk about. You've already talked
Mm.
about like the time you were flat out because your back was out. Do you have any other ones?
Um. Yeah. Well, I do remember. Like actually, like I know we're talking about kids hitting us, but I remember like a kid like just snapping and trying to hit all the other kids, and I didn't know what to do. So like I just stood in front of the kid, the other kids, and I didn't get injured, but he hit me. He
Yeah.
just kept hitting me for like 2 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and the parrot didn't know what to do. So I just blocked the kids so
Yeah.
they wouldn't die. And I just stood there. He just, and then the AP finally came, right? And then when they had to take that kid away, and then we took all the other kids to a room, and then I was with the kids, and they were like, it was so sad because they were like getting, this one kid was just hurting them all the time, and they were like, "You saved us," and it was just weird. It was just like a weird
Mr.
thing.
Jacobs, my hero.
Hero, and all I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there like a shield and allowed myself just to get hit like by your kid. I'm sure Brugge, you've had that happen
What about
where,
what about something
Yeah.
though like wrist, ankle, knee, like foot, neck, head, bloody
well,
nose, anything?
I would definitely have blood, nosebleeds, and that's a problem for me because
Yeah.
I've had them since I'm a kid. So I've had those where I just couldn't even like, you know, hold it back anymore, and I would just have to have like a tissue in my nose, and the kids would ask me if I'm okay, and I would have to keep teaching. You know what I mean? I would just
You didn't put a
sit there.
tampon up your nose?
No, Bree, I didn't. I mean, the equivalent of a tampon is whatever I can find. I just shoved up there to make it stop so I can keep going. Because you don't want to. It's you don't want to. You don't want to go home for the little things, even though you feel like that's not a little thing. Because you gotta save the days and everything like that. So you get through certain things.
What
Back, you guys know about where I threw up my
yeah.
back. Would find me on the floor in different places. I've talked about that.
What about examples of other teachers? Like, are
Oh
either
yeah.
of you aware of times where there was other teachers who got injured at work, where they had
Oh
to like
yeah.
be taken out or leave or
Yeah.
Or have breakdowns at
no,
work.
I
You
don't
know what
want
I
to do
mean?
that. We've already
You
kind of
don't.
talked
No,
about
we
that.
had a
No,
kid,
no,
we had
yeah.
a teacher fall down a flight of stairs. We had a teacher who got hit by a car when she went outside for her lunch break.
Yeah, this
We
is
had a,
stuff I'm talking
yeah,
about
like
here.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
let's talk about these
Our
things.
RAP broke her leg in the teacher versus student basketball game.
What?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah,
No, okay, we back up. I want to
yeah.
hear all of this.
So we started, I think this is after you left, Rob. We were like the teachers would play the students every year and we
Yeah.
creamed them in basketball. We just destroyed them. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even, like we didn't like, and some powers would get in trouble because they would like slam it
It
on
was
their
like
face
Space
and
Jam.
everything. Yeah, but I take part in that. I couldn't slam it, but I would set them up for the slam just because that's pretty good point guards. I would throw them. Yeah, it was like score was like, 68 to 4. And
Yeah.
then one kid would make one shot and they would get cheered, because they finally made a point. But it was like the score was like
Matt
ridiculous.
would
It was
score a basket and scream in the kid's face. Rah!
This is
no, I
Space
would go
Jam.
I would go
Space Jam
slap the
2.0,
the
3.0.
kindergarten and first grade. I would take the shot and then I would like just kind of like fall into the kindergarten kids were there. They had signs.
Yeah.
Jacobs, Jacobs. It was cool. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Tell me about the
And then
broken
It was
leg.
cute.
our AP, she like was playing. She just broke. I mean, not a
She
lot. She just
fell,
broke her
maybe?
leg.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I
yeah.
wasn't
Wait,
there when she
wait.
broke
But
it.
when you say broken leg,
Yeah, she had crutches
Oh,
then and
yeah.
everything.
like
It was her
what?
knee.
Fucked
It was
up.
her knee.
Okay.
I think it was her knee. She broke her knee. I think
Oh
she
man.
fell. She fell and
Okay.
she broke her knee. And then she was on crutches for
Oh,
like probably eight
because
weeks.
when you say
And then
Yeah.
leg,
she
I'm
never
thinking
played
like
again.
she never played
Yeah.
again.
No.
I'm never
Yeah, that
gonna
was it.
dance
She
again.
like
Yeah.
when I would organize it every year, she'd be like, "Nope, Bergie, I'm not playing again." I'm
No, I'm
like,
not playing
okay.
that dangerous sport. All right, tell me about the one who fell down the stairs.
Yeah,
Oh
who
my
found out says
God.
at work?
So
I'm trying to
she
remember.
she wiped out. She was out for a very long
This
time
is
as
a
a result.
teacher?
Yeah. Well, it was a staff member. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't want to say too much,
No,
but
no, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But the
yes,
stairs are so hard. It's not. It's like it's like
so hard, so hard.
I mean, it's like
She like
you know.
wiped out.
Oh God.
This same woman was walking down the hallway and she was in the lobby and she also wiped out and tripped and fell. And
I
like,
got a, I got a question about this. Did that teacher cry when after it happened?
I don't know. I just know that she fell down the stairs.
No, I'm asking that because like it's very dramatic when a teacher cries in front of their students. I don't know, it's like a whole other level. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like
wait, she fell down the
Yeah, I
stairs in front
mean,
of her kids when she was with her kids.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
uh
know all the details, guys. I
okay.
wasn't there, but I know she fell down the stairs. Just like the woman who got hit by a car. Like I know that she was out on her break and she got hit by a car crossing the street, which is insane.
like the car hit her body.
Thankfully, she's okay. Yeah, the car hit her body.
So she went to the
It's
emergency
bananas.
room and everything, and obviously, and
So
uh,
yeah, I mean, like being a teacher,
Well, these all sound like
you have
things
all
that
these injuries.
were I don't, not to be um like unsympathetic, but you know.
yeah, you could finish the day after you get hit by a car, is what Rob's going with.
No,
You got a class waiting for you.
I mean like if you fall, if
Let's
you
not
do it,
sell. Come on.
no, it's like
How
Out
hard?
there.
How
no,
hard
because
was that hit?
no,
You
because
know?
Brugge just said something to the effect of being almost like being a teacher is dangerous work. But I mean, okay,
No, that's not what I was saying. I
okay,
was
Yeah,
saying
you get hit by a
like
car while you're teaching.
you
yeah,
go into teaching and you're like, "Oh, I'll be in a classroom, blah blah blah." And then like, yeah, there are things that happen that could happen to anybody,
yeah,
obviously. I guess yeah, so I'm going to backtrack. I guess
yeah.
thanks for
You
calling
fall.
me out
I
on
mean, the person who fell down the stairs and who just happened like fell in the hallway, like maybe they're a little bit clumsy. Like maybe they're you know.
yeah, maybe.
It's not the job that's dangerous. It's the person, you know.
Right.
I'm gonna go in just a
It's the
slightly different
person.
direction. I have a question for you guys. I brought up crying. Have you ever cried at work, like in front of your kids?
In front of the kids? No, I
Yeah.
don't think so. No,
I
no.
don't I mean, I definitely have cried at work and I've definitely picked up kids after I've cried. So, I mean, my face is probably red and teary, and maybe they've asked me, like, how are you? I know teachers who have cried in front of
Yeah,
their children,
Yeah.
yeah.
um,
I
but
remember
I
one.
don't think I
I
have.
remember one. And then the kids had the most beautiful response to it. They wrote me cards. You know what I mean? Like after, so like and the reason I cried is my mother died like a week before, right? And they were it was I'm a music teacher. So the teacher asked me to play just hit the recording if you could. And they're because they're doing this Jewish song, and I'm Jewish, and then they're doing a bunch of songs, doing songs for Christmas, all these different songs that they're going to be singing. And one of them is this song, and I don't think I've heard the song before, but there was something about the music, and it was beautiful. They did such a beautiful job, and they were singing in Hebrew, so, and I'm not the most religious guy, far from it, right? But something about when I heard the music and everything, it got to me. And I'm sitting there and I'm sort of like, and I'm like this and I'm kind of trying to go through it and just like so and I'm like and they get into more and they're really just singing the Hebrew and they're really so proud that they're singing it. And it was a fifth grade class and then class was wrapping up and then you could see just clearly tears were coming down my eyes and they didn't know what they didn't know how to react. They were like just like, "You're right." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. That was beautiful. It was beautiful." And I was like, "Fine," I'm like, "Fine." I'm like, "No, that was beautiful." I was like, then I told him, I was like, "Okay."
You're amazing singers.
I
I'm
was like,
crying over
and I
your
told him,
ability.
I was like, "You guys know, I was out for a little while. My mother died, and I said it was beautiful. It was reminding me. I spun it like it reminded me of my mother. No, no, I'm fine, fine." So they left, right? And they wrote the whole class then wrote cards for me, and like and even the kids that can hardly write and hate to sit down and write, even the pain in the ass kid, right? This kid like who's just always the one that would cause problems, right? This kid David, you know what I mean? Like he just was always like a troublemaker, and everything. But I would always at the end of class say like, you drove me crazy, but we had a good rapport, and I would, I'd be like, but I was like, but I still believe in you, and I always tell him I still believe in you. Like, yeah, you drove me
Do you
crazy
still have
again.
these cards?
Yeah, I still have them. I kept them,
That's really sweet.
and I remember when I got them, and I remember seeing David's card, and it was like you could see like just the things that they wrote meant so much to me because it was like I went through that with my mother or this or that, and I was like, and I sat there at my desk when I got them. I remembered it was like my prep when I got the cards, and like man, I think they that meant the most to me at like one of those things that meant the most to me after like 20 years of doing this that like oh man because you could tell when a kid has to write something that the teacher doesn't spell out for them because when you get the cards and the teacher kind of writes certain words because they
Yeah.
can't really write and they say
Matt,
you write them but what
I like this very much. This is very touching,
Hmm.
but we are nearing the end of our time.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
got you.
sorry.
All right, thanks for cutting off my
Yeah, yeah.
mother's
Sorry.
death
It's
I
this is a
think
great.
that was,
story.
but
I think we
No,
got.
no,
Yeah,
yeah, I think the
yeah,
crying though is
yep.
important, like
yeah,
for us to talk about it another time for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maddie, do you want to take us out of here?
Yes, no, this was a great talk today about deodorant and injuries and crying.
Dog shit.
And yes, and of course dog shit. And we will see you. Thanks for tuning into Playing Teacher. We love you guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll definitely see you next time. This was episode 21. I'm Maddie Cade. This is Brugge and Rob, and we're out. Thank you.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.